Hello, hello. Today we're gonna talk about knowing your worth. Do you know your worth? Because if you know your worth, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna have confidence in yourself, and you're gonna know how to do things different. So today, tell me how you know your worth. Anybody going into a relationship has to know their worth. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have self-confidence. You have to know, I got this. You have to say, I know better. And you have to say, I know what I'm doing. Knowing your worth. If you're in a relationship where you depend on the other partner, and you have no ideas to contribute, you don't contribute ideas, you don't contribute decision making, you don't contribute emotionally, you don't contribute financially, you're just there like a piece of wood, then you are a liability. You got to know your worth as a person. You got to know that I have these things to offer in this relationship. Because some of us have just packaged ourselves into that relationship and just sit there waiting for that other person to run all the errands, do all the things, and you have nothing to offer. And even when, say, that person is not, or traveled or went somewhere, you can put on that person's shoes. We got to really be mindful that we have a lot of talent. We have self-worth. You have to be confident in yourself and say, I am confident. I know how to execute this. Don't only say it with your words. Make sure you enhance it with your actions. You have to know that you are okay with yourself. Because some people, their self-esteem is so low. They always feel like they are the lower class of people. They always feel inferior. And when you start feeling inferior, you can't contribute. You cannot contribute. You have to feel that you have to bring something to the table. And for you to bring that thing into that table of relationship that you're getting into, you have to have a self-worth. You have to have self-value. You have to have things that you bring to the table. Most women, they just get into the relationship and say, oh, I'm the wife here. The man is going to provide for me. I know he loves me. But yes, you also have to contribute emotionally support, financial support, and all the other aspects. But if you don't know your self-worth, how can you then contribute to something that you don't know, that you yourself don't have? Some of us, we are not kind to ourselves. Be kind to yourself. That's number one. If you treat yourself with kindness, you will also learn to treat the other people with kindness that are in the relationship with you. And by the time you're doing all of that, guess what? You're also building that relationship. You're nurturing that relationship. Consider the role you play in other people's life. That makes you see your self-worth. Some people, you sponsor your relations. Some people, you are the breadwinner for the entire family. Some people, you are the mother to the family, to the kids, to the husband. Some people, you're the dad. Imagine, put that role of yours in place. Take a reflection and see that role that you play. And see, is it not worth it? Is that not making you feel like you have a self-worth? Yes. You got to check into all those things. Because when you don't check, you don't even feel like you're valued. You have to be the number one person to value yourself. If you can't take anything from this life, the only thing I would suggest is be the number one person to value yourself. Be the number one person to know your self-worth. Be the number one person to love yourself. Be the number one person to care for yourself. Always look back and try to see how have I been doing caring for myself. Because until you see that, until you know that, then you can see, oh, I have really been stepping down. Am I doing good to myself or I'm doing bad? When you realize that, then you step up your game a little bit because you want to be somebody that people continue to look up to. You have to find inspiration in others. Where you think that your value, your self-esteem is going low, check out on other people that you admire because you're smart, because you know other people that you feel like you want to be like them, other people that you feel like, okay, this person inspires me. Go into their work, want to read, want to watch their movies, want to listen to their stories. That is going to spike up your own self-worth. And you're, oh, I never knew that these were the same things I were doing. It's just going to serve and help you as a reminder and tell you, oh my goodness, this has been happening and for some reason I did not look into it. That is how it shows that you know what you're doing. That is how you know that you are knowing your self-worth. Set goals and challenge yourself. That's another thing we want to do for ourselves. If you set goals that are higher and challenge yourself, you will see how you push yourself. You create strategies. You figure out, how do I get this going? How do I get this going? And before you know it, you're doing those things. And you're like, wow, I could not believe I could do this. Yes. Yes. That's how it starts. When you feel like you're going down, 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 set goals for yourself and targets that you have to. And before you know, you overcome them. And then you pat yourself on the back and say, I can't believe I did this. That is how you develop your self-worth. Some people, there are some friends, they just give up life and they allow other people to live the life for them. They are like just there to be like companionship. You have to be the architect of your own life. You have to be the architect of knowing your own value and knowing your own worth. You have to be your own person to improve or impact other people's lives. If you can't do that, then there's something wrong. And that's what we're going to work on by knowing our self-worth. Because when you know, hey Arita, when you know, then you know what you're bringing to the table. If you know your self-worth, then you will know when your partner is abusing you or domestic violence. If you know your self-worth, then you will know that this relationship is not for me. I got to move. You will not sit there and receive all you have to because you're afraid. If you know your self-worth, you will study and go to school as you have planned. You will not sit and say, oh, she said I can't go. Oh, he said I can't go. You can push yourself and further your studies as you said. If you know your self-worth, That your business that you've been planning to start and not starting, you will start it because you know you're capable. If you know your self-worth, those your goals that you've always been setting them and not achieving them, you will work on them to ensure that you achieve them. And if you know your self-worth, you're not gonna leave anybody trample on you in a relationship. If the relationship is not good, you're not respected there, you will know that you have to leave because you know your self-worth. If the relationship is the one that's toxic and making you sick, you will leave it because you know that, you know what you bring to the table. If the relationship is the one that you're being molested or you're being cheated on, you will know what to do because you are capable, because you know what you are up to. If you value yourself and know your self-worth, you will communicate what you need in that relationship. Take home. If you know your worth and know your capabilities, you will communicate your needs in that relationship. And if your needs, they keep changing, you have the right to keep communicating. Because life is constant and change is constant. Change is always changing, and you have the right to change. As your needs change, communicate your needs to your partner. And likewise, the other partner. As your needs change, you also has to continue to build your self-worth. Because when you don't build it, that is when you start failing. That is when you start feeling sharp. That's when you start feeling you're not okay. That's when you start feeling you are not enough. That's when you start feeling and telling yourself, I wish I had enough. But you are enough. Just the way you want it. Just the way you want to make it. But let your enough not put you in a tight corner where it is a matter of life and death. So when we do all these things, we must always remember our self-worth is the key. Knowing yourself, building self-confidence, understanding what it is to be you, right? And making efforts to continue to grow makes you a better person, makes you feel confident, and build your self-esteem. Hope this was helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and comment, people. See you in the next live video.